Now, AIIMS Director Dr Randeep Guleria has spoken to India today on a range of COVID-related issues. As schools reopened across the country, Dr Guleria stressed on the importance of sending children back to school in areas where case positivity rate is low. But he also stressed on the need to follow COVID protocols and vaccination of all school staff. In fact, the AIIMS Director reiterated that Bharat Biotech will seek regulatory approvals for Covaxin for kids by the end of September. He's also expressed confidence that the government can vaccinate the entire population by the end of the year. In fact, Guleria has called the situation in Kerala, though, concerning. This is, as the state has reported now over the last 24 hours, 32,000 infections on Tuesday alone, with test positivity rate at 18%. Guleria has also said that there's no need for a booster shot in India as of now, at least because no data there suggests that it increases immunity.
So first of all, I think schools need to open up at some point in time, because when we look at education for children, it's not only the online classes, it's a lot of physical interaction, which is important, whether it be with teachers, whether it be with their other friends and other activities. And many children get left out of these activities if they don't have internet connection or are not having a smartphone or a computer at home. So it's important to have schools physically present. But when we open schools, we also need to be cautious. We don't want children to get ill. So I think the first thing is that we need to make sure that in areas where schools are opening up, the case positivity is very low. We know that for many weeks now, we have very few cases in Delhi. So in a situation like that, when your case positivity is very low, it would be practical to open schools, because if you look at the risk-benefit analysis, the benefit is much more than the minimal risk that may be there of schools opening up. But along with that, the school authorities need to also have certain things in place. All the teachers and these other people working in the school, the older people, should get themselves vaccinated. So the school should have a vaccinated staff. Along with that, there has to be some degree of COVID-appropriate behavior and mechanism that children don't get crowded together, so that especially during the beginning of the school and the end of the school, and when there is the lunch break. So that has to be staggered to some extent so that crowding doesn't happen. And there should be good means for hand washing. And if ventilation is possible, then good ventilation in the school would also be something that would be very useful. I'm hopeful that, and this is based on my own opinion, that it should come through even earlier. But like I said, this depends on how the data analysis is done and when the company applies for regulatory approval. So I think that has also been submitted to the WHO. The documents that they wanted have also been submitted to them. So let's see. One is hopeful that by in this month you may get the WHO approval, but it's difficult for me to say. This is something which the WHO committee has to take a call on based on the data that has been given to them. One is hopeful, and would like that it gets approved as early as possible, because many of us who have taken Covaxin would want the WHO approval, because that will help us to really travel with the certificate that we have got a vaccine which is WHO approved. Difficult to say. This is the data. Currently, if you see, bulk of the cases that are happening in Kerala. There are few other parts of the country where we're seeing a little bit of spurt, but not to the extent that's happening in Kerala. And therefore, that is the state of major concern, because if we are able to bring cases down there, then we will be able to prevent another surge happening not only in the neighboring states, but in other parts of the country. So we need to be aggressively monitoring and working on trying to bring the cases down there.